Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Farmer with Strategic Incentive Solutions. I'm excited to bring you our next destination in our showcase series, but for reasons that will become obvious in a second, I'm going to let our founder and CEO, Stephanie McVeigh, tell you what that destination is. Stephanie?
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie McVeigh, CEO and founder for Strategic Incentive Solutions. First and foremost, I want to send you, your family, and friends well wishes during this difficult time. Over the last couple of months, our team has been working on strategic plans to create extraordinary events in wide open spaces. And for this reason, we are very excited to highlight a beautiful destination for our showcase at the gorgeous Paws Up in Montana. Paws Up is an incredible property that offers so many different experiences and activities like horseback riding and cattle drives and hiking and archery. The list is completely endless, and we can design an event that your guests are sure to remember for a lifetime. And the best thing is, heck, you could even do a buyout. So please enjoy this showcase. I'm passing you back on to Mike Farmer.
Thanks, Steph. You know, I think Paws Up is one of those destinations that a lot of us have heard about over the years, but unless we've been there, you really don't know how much depth and activity and uniqueness it has. So I think we need to bring in a specialist here, and we're going to do that by bringing in Samantha Lange from the Paws Up. Well, Sam, I'm looking forward to hearing some of the details. So why don't you go ahead and start sharing with our audience?
Okay, great. Well, welcome to Paws Up. This video is going to take you on an aerial tour of our 37,000 acre property, which, to give you an idea, 37,000 acres is roughly double the size of Manhattan. We are a family-owned, independent ranch and resort. We're actually Montana's first true resort, and we've been a ranch dating back all the way to the 1800s and continue to actually be a Black Angus seed stock operation and bison operation. So a very authentic Montana experience, but very high luxury. Here you won't find sleeping rooms in one big lodge. Rather, you're going to find 28 luxuriously appointed homes that each range anywhere from 1 to 4 bedrooms, open year-round, or a glamping tent, which you just saw inside of, with 36 glamping tents across 6 unique sites. We actually coined the term glamping, if you didn't know, so I do really think we set the standard here in the US. We are really lucky to have the Blackfoot River running right through our property. In fact, a river runs through it is based off of the Blackfoot River. So here you can go fly fishing, you can raft, or really just take in the view. Speaking of activities, we do have over 40 wilderness adventures offered on our property, and those range during the entire year. So winter activities are plentiful. If you're really into adrenaline pumping options like ATVing, we have that, rappelling, downhill mountain biking, or you can go more ranch centric in terms of your activity, whether that's a cattle drive or a Mustang demo or a trail ride. If outdoor adventures aren't really your speed, that's okay. We have plenty of other things that you can do here. So spa apothecary classes, you can do wine tastings, painting classes, learn how to make jewelry, spear throwing, which is my favorite, or culinary demos with our great team. Speaking of culinary, food and beverage experience here at Paws Up really is so memorable. Our executive chef, Sunny Jin, is from the French Laundry in El Bouy, and he has all of the talent to make your stay truly amazing. So that's just a little bit about Paws Up, but I'm excited to share a little bit more.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. Of course, I've got a few questions that I'm going to ask, so let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so Sam, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where you're actually located and how you get groups into the resort?
That is a great question. We are located in Western Montana. So we're 35 to 45 minutes outside of Missoula. Missoula is where you would fly into, Missoula Airport. And we actually handle all of your transfers to and from the airport to Paws Up. So that's included in our rates. And that is one thing I think that really sets us apart from some other properties is just how close we are. It's not a huge drive right after you get off of the plane.
Awesome. And I know you have different types of accommodations. I thought when we were watching the video, you said something about glamping, and I think there are some cabins or other our homes? Why don't you go ahead and tell us some details about that?
That is a really great question. It's the most commonly asked question that we get. Like I mentioned before, we have 28 total homes across property, and those all range anywhere from 1 to 4 bedroom options. Those are open year round. What you're looking at here is one of our wilderness estates. These were built specifically with groups in mind and are really beautiful accommodations. We see a lot of incentives that come here. These have 3 suites and 3 ensuite bathrooms. I'll show you an example of one of the rooms. But this type of home, we have 10 of these homes, giving you 30 total rooms. So for us, 30 rooms, if you want the same layout, works really, really well in a wilderness estate. We do have other home types. Some of them just aren't ensuite bathrooms, but we can always help guide you through that process. Then we do have glamping tents. So as I mentioned, we coined the term glamping. We just keep innovating on this. Now we have 36 total glamping tents, excuse me. We have 6 glamping sites. So that's 6 tents per site. You can kind of see an example of one of those now. And glamping is truly a great experience. You have heated floors in the bathroom, you have heated towel racks, you have a butler at your camp dining pavilion. Here's an example of one now. And since we have 36 of these total tents, we find that that's a really great number of rooms to accommodate. Or you can take over a whole glamping site with your group for 6 tents, or a couple of them next to one another. So a lot of options there to really feel private.
So Sam, do most groups stay in one or the other, or do you actually have groups that kind of split up between the two?
You know, most groups select one or the other. Occasionally there might be a little bit of overlap, but many groups find that, again, since we are on such a big property, they like to keep the group type, room type very similar, just so you feel as cohesive as possible.
Okay, so Sam, I am a little confused because, you know, when you say 36,000 acres, that's a lot, obviously. Is the glamping and the homes and the village, I mean, is that kind of all together? I mean, do you have an aerial shot or something you can kind of show us?
Yes. Well, here's a look at a map of Paws Up. So this is a look at where all of our homes are located. They're all located on the same area of property. Our glamping tents are about a 7-minute drive from this village at Paws Up area that we're looking at right now. So while it might feel kind of spread out, things are really located closely to one another.
So Sam, what's really critical to us at Strategic is bringing people together and like giving them those bonding opportunities. And you know, I'd be fearful that everything you would do is outdoors. I mean, what type of evening events do you do for groups?
Well, we're really lucky, again, being on so much acreage, to have so many venue types that change the experience each evening. Here's a look at that village at Paws Up that I talked to you about, but we're looking head on to our Cook Shack lawn. So Cook Shack lawn is one of my favorite venues. It's a great outdoor space with an indoor option, as you can see that building right behind. But one of my favorite things that we've done here was actually at an adult carnival. Because you're never too old to have fun. And you can see what they did here on this lawn. So it's a really wonderful welcome to Montana with live music, games, pie eating contests, all the fun stuff. So this is a 76,000 square foot equestrian center about 10 minutes away from the village at Paws Up. Again, this is an indoor and outdoor option. You can use that pond as a space, and we've recently added a whole set of sod right in front of it. But inside, when you enter, it's this massive arena where you can do a rodeo, you can learn how to lasso, which I'm very bad at, you can hatchet throw, and then you enter the grand hall, and we can do a variety of seating options here for you as well. So this is truly authentic to the fact that we are a working ranch. My favorite space, I have to be honest, is this one. It's our chuck wagon. It's right along the Blackfoot River. It's a true homesteader experience. Chef Live Fire cooks everything for you here, and the great thing for groups is it's pre-existing, so you don't have to build up anything, and the area itself really does speak for itself. But just because I love food, you can see they Live Fire cook tomahawk steaks, jalapeno cornbread is probably the best I've ever had, and of course huckleberry cobbler because you're in Montana. And then finally, our Island Lodge at Salmon Lake. This is about a 15-minute drive from the village at Paws Up. A quick pontoon ride over, and we recently acquired this. So while we use it for activities, the Island Lodge is really a wonderful space And again, an indoor and outdoor option, just in case the Montana weather decides to throw you for a loop. But this one's beautiful and quite serene. And then lastly, this is our bull barn. And this is another great venue space, but it's also a meeting space. So I know that some people wonder, well, do you even have meeting space here at Paws Up? We do, but it's very non-traditional. So this barn was built in the early 1900s, but it's fully equipped with all of your modern Wi-Fi meeting needs. So projectors, screens, we have Wi-Fi across property, self-service, but it's also a great venue. So the top level you're looking at right now is our Great Angus Hall, lots of opportunities up here. And then the lower level is our Hereford Pen, which is a great spot for meetings. We tend to see a lot of those hosted there. So dual purpose venue here at the Bull Barn.
Awesome. So, as always, it's all about the Benjamins. So, tell me, are you an all-inclusive resort? Because I've kind of heard you're an all-inclusive, you're a modified all-inclusive. Tell me how that works.
I will fill you in. So we are a partially inclusive property. If I were to give you a quote today, it would include your lodging, it would include all your airport transfers and your transportation on property while you're here. It would include some complimentary activities that are seen here. And it would include a meal plan of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with a customized alcohol plan for whatever you want to offer your group specifically. What it doesn't include is most guided activities. So certain activities like ATVing, trail rides, our hot air balloon, those activities would be a la carte and priced out according to duration and what the activity is. But that's kind of how our pricing works.
Okay, so here's my final question, and this is a kind of a softball question for you, but it's important. So traditionally, incentive groups have gone to Mexico and the Caribbean, and or they go to Europe. And tell us why our audience should consider coming to Paws Up as opposed to doing to one of those other destinations.
Well, I think the allure to a lot of those destinations is they feel kind of exotic and they feel different and new and undiscovered. And that's really the beauty of Paws Up. We tick all of those boxes. We are really a hidden gem in Western Montana, but the key is we're domestic. We're right in your backyard, tucked away right under your nose. So we're really easy to get to, but we're able to provide that experiential travel that everyone is really yearning for. And you never have to leave Paws Up. You are able to do any type of activity and really take in, I think one of the most important things about this property is it's so stunning and it's very breathtaking and it's transformative. And so if that's what you're looking for in an incentive, experiential, domestic, and transformative, Paws Up can definitely fill that need for you.
So Sam, I can tell you, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing with our audience all the great details about Paws Up, and I'm sure you're going to have some interest, and we appreciate you coming on, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Paws Up Resort. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about it. Industry surveys are showing that when travel comes back, and it will, the people are going to be looking to stay closer to home, likely meaning North America. And they're also going to be looking for fulfillment, so adventure and culture. And there's lots of great destinations, including Paws Up in the United States. If you'd like to get further information, please remember, Strategic always offers complimentary hotel sourcing as well as consultation services. So just give us a call. Until we meet again, be safe, be selfless, and most importantly, be successful.